welcome. Thank you for being here. Grab a seat. We're going to get started. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I'm Margaret Perot, the President and CEO of the Batavia Chamber, and this is our 2025 State of the Community. Welcome. I'm sorry to get you here so early, but look at all this energy. What a great way to start off your day. Today's program will celebrate Batavia's spirit of collaboration. We will hear from our leaders who shape our city's future, enrich our neighborhoods, and make Batavia a special place to call home. I would like to begin by thanking Mayor Schelke, along with our partners from the Batavia Park District, the Batavia School District, and the Batavia Library District. I appreciate you taking the time to present to us this morning. Your dedication to serving our community is deeply appreciated. We look forward to hearing your updates, insights on Batavia's progress, and the exciting opportunities ahead. With so much happening across our city and community organizations, we are sure to enjoy an engaging and inspiring program. Before we begin our program, I'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to our host for today's event, the Covenant Living at the Homestead. As the cherished community partner and Chairman Circle member for nearly 50 years, well, actually for 50 years, they just had their anniversary, Homestead has been an integral part to Batavia's spirit of community. They provide quality care and diverse programs to meet the needs of today's seniors, truly living up to their name, Village Within a Village. Ray Whitson, do you want to come up, Ray? Ray Whitson is the Associate Executive Director of the Homestead and has been with this organization for 18 years and an avid golfer.
Well, good morning. We here at the Homestead are thrilled to be able to host this event again. I get the honor of welcoming you, but honestly, it takes a lot of people to put something like this together. And so it's on behalf of our housekeepers and our maintenance team and the dining services. We're thrilled to have you all here. You heard we have our 50th anniversary, and so we're excited about that. This summer's been spent here at Homestead celebrating that 50 years. And the last part of the celebration we just completed, we buried a time capsule in the courtyard right out here that'll be opened at our 100th anniversary. So there's quite a few notes from residents to future residents, a number of newspaper clippings and photographs, but also an iPhone, an old iPhone. So we'll see what they can do with that. But we're glad you're here. We're thrilled to be able to host it, and we are looking forward to a great event. So thanks for being here.
Is there a charger with that iPhone? I can never find my charger, so that's because I have kids at home. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate what all the Homestead does to keep our seniors healthy, happy, and leading productive lives in our community. We want to thank you for providing, as you said, this beautiful venue. Thank you to the staff, thank you to Amanda Slayer, and thank you to all who have made breakfast possible. I appreciate that. Thank you. I would also like to express our heartfelt thanks to our sponsors of today's event. We have Drendel and Jansen's Law Group, Waubonsie Community College, State Street Jewelers, Earth Mover Credit Union, and Byline Bank. And we would sincerely appreciate this. We sincerely appreciate the support of our community sponsors: the City of Batavia, Batavia Public Schools, the Batavia Park District, and the Batavia Public Library. Their investment in the Batavia Chamber is greatly valued. Thank you to Andrew Van Meter from BATV for recording today's events. We look forward to seeing it soon on BATV. Thank you. That'll be important for those who couldn't join us this morning. The Homestead is also part of the Chairman's Circle, a distinguished level of membership with the Batavia Chamber. In addition to the Homestead, our Chairman's Circle's members include Patriot Heating and Cooling, Georgette Law Center, Edward Jones Williamsburg Office, Hollywood Casino, and Ignite Medical Resort. We encourage everyone to support these committed businesses to the Chamber. The Chamber is proud to work alongside all of you in creating opportunity and growth for Batavia businesses. Since its formation in 1953, The Batavia Chamber of Commerce has been an essential source of information and advocacy for local businesses. We have long been a convener of leaders, a voice for business success, and a passionate advocate for Batavia's community. Today, we are 525 members strong. With that in mind, I would like to give special recognition to our Chamber's Board of Directors. Please hold your applause until the end. Wave your hand when I say your name. Robin Barraza, City of Batavia. Steve Bogie, Bogie Bikes. Donna Bucko, Swatek Bucko Law Group. Nathan Galliard, Edward Jones, Williamsburg Office. Bridget Johnson, Red Hive Market. Tom Kim, Batavia Public School District 101. Brian Knettel, Wabanzi Community College. Brian Lawyer, BMO Bank, Wilson Street. Jessica McGrail, Dollar & Cents Bookkeeping. Allison Niamella, Batavia Park District. At the head table here. That's only because they had 10 people, not because no one's getting married. Beth Nystrom, Garage 31. Bill Pellico, Fermilab. Christy Platsky, Association for Individual Development. Jamie Sam, Bulldog Plumbing at Start Something Studio. Katie Sudler, McCormick Fona. And Josephine Tucci, Batavia Public Library. Thank you for all your time, leadership, and commitment to our mission. Now I'd like to recognize some of our distinguished community leaders and representatives who are in attendance today. Please hold your applause till the end again. Assistant Majority Leader, State Senator Linda Holmes, and State Representative Matt Hansen. City Councilmen and staff representing the City of Batavia, including Laura Newman, City Administrator, and Police Chief Eric Flowers. Board Chairman and staff of Batavia Township, led by John West, Batavia Township Supervisor. Board members and staff of Batavia Public Schools, led by Superintendent Tom Kim. Board members and staff of the Batavia Park District, led by Allison Niamella, Executive Director, and John Tillman, Board President. Board members and staff of the Batavia Public Library District, led by Josephine Tucci, Executive Director, and Daniel Russo, Board President. Thank you all for your continued dedication to Batavia and your collaboration efforts with the Chamber. I'd like to also acknowledge my colleagues, Patty Anselme and Shirley Mott, who make this all happen. They're the real heart of the Chamber. Thank you. Thank you so much for your hard work. It is inspiring to see the many individuals who contribute to Batavia's success through their leadership and service. In that same spirit of community recognition, I would like to remind everyone about the 2025 Citizen of the Year nominations. The Chamber is currently accepting nominations through tomorrow. Gives you a lot of time. This award is an honor to an individual who has made significant contributions to our community. Please consider those who have made a positive impact and submit your nomination letter to me at the Chamber, at margaret@bataviachamber.org, or drop it off at 106 West Wilson. The honoree will be presented the award at our Inspire celebration in April 23rd, 2026. So please submit a nomination for somebody wonderful who deserves that award. The holidays are just around the corner now that Halloween passed, right? We're celebrating the holidays. The Chamber is ready to celebrate with one of our most meaningful and joy-filled annual traditions. The annual Batavia Women in Business Luncheon at Enticing Cuisine will be held on Thursday, December 11th, supporting the Batavia Access Toy Drive and Batavia United Way's Adopt a Family. This is truly one of the most heartwarming events of the year, a feel-good celebration, and brings our business community together to give back. Many businesses even use this event as their holiday staff party because it's such a fun, meaningful way to celebrate the season while making a difference. We're collecting completed raffle baskets, gift cards, bottles of wine for our fundraising efforts, along with unwrapped toys and gift cards that will go directly to the families in need. Please join to celebrate the holidays and connect with fellow professionals and spread some holiday cheer through this luncheon. Starting Monday, this is a big announcement, starting Monday, November 10th, the Batavia Chamber will again double the value of Chamber bucks with holiday bucks. until $5,000 in bonus bucks are distributed, putting $10,000 into our local economy. There's a $50 cap per residence, and bonus bucks are valid through March 31st of 2026, so they're intended to be spent quickly. This program is one of my favorites because every dollar goes right back into our community and into our businesses' pockets, and it supports the small businesses that give Batavia its heart and character. Batavia flags are available at the Chamber office, just so you know. The Batavia Chamber partnered with Flag Source, our local flag producer in Batavia, so that everyone can show their pride by proudly flying a Batavia flag. If you would like to order a flag for yourself if you'd like to order one for yourself or as a Christmas gift, not one as a Christmas gift, please go to our website. See our upcoming events listed in the program and on our website, bataviachamber.org. Stay informed by reading our weekly digest, our newsletter that goes out every Monday. So that's our chamber business. Now we will hear from our key partners, why you showed up today. We would like our key partners to talk about new developments. First, we will hear highlights from Tom Kim, Superintendent of Batavia Public School District 101, followed by Allison Niamela, Executive Director of the Batavia Park District, and Josephine Tucci, Executive Director of the Batavia Public Library. Let's begin with Tom. Tom is our Superintendent of Batavia School District 101. Tom leads our district with a clear focus on academic excellence, student well-being, and community collaborations. I thought you'd walk slower. Under Tom's leadership, Batavia Schools continue to prepare students not only for success in the classroom, but also for meaningful contributions beyond graduation. Please join me in welcoming Superintendent Tom Kim.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. And so, thank you. Good morning, everybody. This is going to be hard for me, Margaret, because I can't move from the podium.
You can.
Okay. Is that all right? Okay. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So the goal of today is just to provide you with a very high altitude of where the state of the district is today and some things that we have on our horizon. My goal is to leave you wanting more, and that you would maybe come and engage with us and paying attention to some of our presentations at board meetings or at our committee meetings. And so we'll get started. So with our state of the school district, this is a general overview of what I wanted to share with you today. And we're going to begin with just taking a look at this glimpse. This is encompassing a wide array of different facets of our school district and the operations, going from teaching and learning to our capital projects to our financial outlook for the school district and what we want and hope our students to become as they leave our school district. All right, so let's talk about finances, because that is a hot topic these days in public education. If you take a look at your property tax bills, one of the things you'll notice about the school district's portion of your tax bill is that this will be consecutive years that you will see a decrease on our portion of your tax bill. This coming year, you'll see approximately a 10% decrease on that rate. This is happening while we are also predicting, due to a reduction in our mandatory categorical reimbursements, will be reduced by about $1.2 million in state funding for our school district. We are a Tier 4 school district. If you don't know what that means, a Tier 4 school district is considered to be at the highest rating in the state system. So we are a district that relies heavily, almost 90%, on local revenue. And so as a result, if you're a homeowner or a property owner of any sort in our school district's boundaries, this will be good news for you. Now, with that reduced funding, one of the things that we're also challenged with, and as a school district we're looking towards, is what are some of the other predictors that are coming from the federal government and the state government that are going to impact our budget. And so one of the things we do anticipate is some slight decreases in other areas. But we are also very hyper-focused and being very vigilant in figuring out how we will address all the capital project needs across our district. That includes some of the curricular initiatives that I will be sharing with you today. Lastly, If you take a look, our Board of Education approved a commission to be done, a study on our district's enrollment and building capacity usage. So the enrollment study is a predictive formula that was used by a group that specializes in this work. And tonight, we will be presenting that at our Resource Advisory Committee. It is open to the public. It is being held as a special board meeting, and that's one of the things that we will share in detail this evening. But I will give you a high-altitude summary in just a moment. So with the enrollment planning, we are predicting over the course of the next 5 to 6 years, a fairly stable and flat enrollment baseline. So we will approximately be serving 5,200 students year over year until 2030. That is what our study has concluded. Tonight we'll go into details as to why that is. For those of you who are paying attention to neighborhoods, you're thinking, there's a lot of development going on in our community. How would shouldn't that translate into more heads in the school system? The answer would be, that is absolutely logical thinking. There is a specific breakdown that the study commission did for us that tells us where and how and why our data looks the way it does, but also says, past 2030, when the predictions get a little looser, there is a possibility that you will start to see that trend go back upward for our school district, right? When you get outside of 5 years of any type of predictive study, the predictions can get a little bit more difficult to rely on, right? The reliability gets reduced. But that's a quick snapshot of what we're looking at for our future. Now, I mentioned capital projects. 3.5 years ago, the school district had come up with a plan that was going to address certain building needs. So when you hear the words capital projects, those two words mean construction, right? And so for us, we had heard loud and clear as I was transitioning into the school district that we had 2 elementary buildings that needed work. Well, one of them was H.C. Storm. And as a result of some of the different results of community ballot items, we made an alternative plan to address these concerns, right, within whatever our fiscal means would allow us to do. So if you take a look at the picture on the left, the Ford, that is the entryway to H.C. Storm. And if you were to visit H.C. Storm now, you will see a wonderfully updated and completely remodeled front area with some new additional classrooms that will help us prepare for what I'm going to give you as an update, preview, kindergarten. We've added some kindergarten spaces, and if you're wondering, does kindergarten really need different kind of spaces than other classrooms? The answer is yes, it does. I'll start with the bathrooms, right? Little people. So that is H.C. Storm. Then if you take a look at our high school's Learning Resource Center, that is another remodel that was conducted this summer, and that has also been majorly overhauled. And that place now feels so lit up as a space for students to come, feel welcome, to hold meetings, to be able to come and just study, to come and read. There's also an area where our technology department has a team set up to help students and staff with device issues and just seek resource help for any technology issues that are ongoing in the building. Our team has done a wonderful job between the staff there at PHS, at Batavia High School, and from our technology department and our construction, maintenance, and custodial teams. All working together, dropping all these lines to make sure that this is still a technology hub while also serving some really great old school things of just sitting down and reading a book, right? Okay. And then the next thing, there's a theme here. Are you picking it up? It's RMS's Learning Resource Center. So some before and after pictures there as well. We had discovered some amazing things, opportunities to kind of help lighten space, to bring some joy into that room and make that a more usable meeting center for classrooms and for our LRC director to teach. And so this is another picture of what that space looks like. We are anticipating providing the Board of Education a full district building tour within this school year. It will be treated as a board meeting, so if there are people who are curious and want to tag along with us, it will be an open board meeting, and we'll have that opportunity announced through our usual means for board announcements. All right, and this is where we hit to the top of the mountain here, the summit. Our strategic plan. So 2 years ago, our Board of Education approved a strategic plan for our district. This is our why. There are 2 paths a school district can take, or any organization really can take, once you've approved a strategic plan. Put it on the shelf and let it go away, You did all that work, now it's time, you checked off the box. Or you as an organization take the bull by the horns and we run with it. And we've chosen to do the latter. Everything you see, hopefully, if you are especially a parent of our community, you will see that we have tied any initiative possible or any work we are communicating to the goals of our strategic plan. This past summer, our Board of Education passed and adopted the power metrics for our school district to hold us accountable to what kind of progress we are making in the direction of our strategic plan. And why that's so important for us is that it gives us the North Star. It gives us an understanding of what we are reinforcing in our work. And it also helps us to keep our resolve and not get distracted with things that do not align to what the goals of our district are. There's that saying that you can do anything, but you can't do everything, right? It's been a line that we've been using very often in our leadership team meetings. And as any organization, when they're successful, part of what it is they have long-term and short-term goals that they're committed to, and you have to stay with that plan, right? And it takes time. And so for us, our why is, we get your kids in, and if you're thinking of it from like a corporate or business sector type of thing, think of it as we get all the raw goods, the raw materials. Now it's coming through the school district, and by the time they graduate that stage, they are the finished product and ready to go head out into life. And that's our goal, that's our why. So what does that look like? I've kind of already mentioned where we're at in the progress of our strategic plan, which was a 5-year plan. Goals, our ability to collaborate. We have amazing partners, not just within this room, right? I have to give a shout out real quick to Margaret, who has helped us tremendously with a lot of our business connections, our career pathway work that we are doing in this region as a school district. But when we talk about collaboration, we also talk about our two associations of employee groups, our Education Association, our Support Staff Association. We talk about our leadership, I talk about our collaboration with our Board of Education, and then we talk about collaboration with the community at large. Monitoring, those are the data points that I've referenced to you and how we reflect, right? Where are we still going right? What took a step back? And we have to reflect on that as an organization and think about ways that we can continue to move forward. I didn't realize when I had put this together, this is about to sound like a line from Robert Frost's poems, but it's steady, together we go far, follow our North Star, right? All right, that was pretty lame, but it was very unintentional. It was very unintentional, but it is so true. The idea that any one individual can take anything and move it forward as far as this school district has gone, it would be foolish thinking. There has so much power in this community and in our school district and the partners we all have together here that allows us to go super far as a district. So lastly, this is a part of our curricular, our teaching and learning goals that we have really honed in on. It's reading and math. We're revamping curriculum like crazy right now with our teachers, our principals, and our district staff. We're looking at developing the whole child and really pressing upon standards that are being expected of us as to the type of human beings that we are helping become who they are as they leave BPS. And lastly, it's all about aligning our resources, right? We have a limited amount of resources. We can do anything, just can't do everything. And as Phil Knight once said in his book, Shoe Dog, we're not broke. We just don't have money. Right? So if you read that book, you'll get what I'm saying. And this is what it is. This is what it's all about. It's giving our kids a stage to pursue colleges, career pathways, give them opportunities while they're in high school to get paid internships. That's the next step we're heading in. We're talking about dual credit classes, the opportunity to explore a particular pathway, or if they know they're going to college and they're college bound, take advantage of what's at BHS, because they can land in college and get up to even a junior year status, saving you as a parent 2 years of tuition, saving you that much money. And that is not a theory. We have a board member who will tell you in person here today that, if you want to talk to Aaron Kilber, he'll tell you this is a program students need to take advantage of. And lastly, just want to say thanks, because none of this is possible without the partners on that slide and just everybody in the room. So thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate your leadership and energy. You're a great leader. Thank you so much for your update. We know what you're doing for our students in our community, and we appreciate it. Next, I'm inviting up Allison Niemela, the Executive Director of the Batavia Park District. Allison and her team do an incredible job enhancing the quality of life in Batavia through outstanding parks, programs, and community events. The Park District continues to unite our community, foster Batavia pride, and create opportunities for residents to enjoy an active and connected life. Please help me welcome Allison Niemela.
All right. Thank you, Margaret. Boy, I feel like I'm in front of Batavia royalty. And we've got all the businesses, the public officials, the professional staff. Gosh, I mean, you're the magic that makes it happen. So it's an honor to be here. And a special thank you to Margaret, Shirley, and Patty, because being in the special event business, I understand how much goes into an event like this, how much organizing. I guarantee you triple-checked every detail for the last 6 months to make this possible. So thank you. So I'm excited to share Batavia Park District's playbook to the future with you. And just by a show of hands, how many of you have heard of Pachakacha? Okay, I would say about half the room. Okay, if it sounds like I'm speaking another language, yes, I am. It's Japanese. Pachakacha. Can you say it with me? Pachakacha. Pachakacha. It's so much fun to say. But so it originated in Tokyo. It's a fast-paced presentation where it's 20 slides in 20 seconds. And so luckily for all of us, I've been granted 10 minutes to do 20 slides. So here we go. That's where I was going with this. All right. So at the Batavia Park District, we are dedicated to being your lifelong partner. And we recognize that all communities are facing two very serious epidemics right now. The loneliness epidemic and obesity epidemic. And through recreation, we're addressing both of those items, specifically the loneliness epidemic. And through our park system, we are tackling the obesity epidemic. So we're finding new ways to get people moving. We're adding kayak and canoe launches along the Fox River. We have brand new special events that are sparking engagement and connection. And so I welcome you to the Batavia Park District. All right, so that was supposed to be for that slide. So this is our mission, enriching quality of life for our residents. And what better job description does our staff have than enriching quality of life? We are experienced providers and memory makers, and that's what we do. One important distinction is that the Batavia Park District does not have contiguous boundaries within any of our other governmental entities. So I really do feel sorry for new residents because they move in, they're getting situated, they're thinking everything is their City of Batavia, Batavia Fire Department, Batavia Police Department, Batavia School District, Batavia Library, Batavia Park District, only to find out they may be in a township, they may be a Geneva Park District, maybe they're Fox Valley Park District, maybe they're a different school district. So our boundaries are different, we're very east-west, and we actually own pockets of Geneva, Aurora, and North Aurora. A lot of people don't realize that. And in turn, Geneva Park District does serve pockets of Batavia. So what this does, it really reinforces the spirit of collaboration. So we work very closely with Geneva Park District and Fox Valley Park District to make a lot of things happen in this community. And also our friends at the King County Forest Preserve District with the Brayburn Forest Preserve. So we do operate 400 acres of parkland and 40 parks. We try to offer something for everyone. We have a bark park. We have the Hall Quarry Beach. We have a Depot Museum. We also offer a variety of sport courts. We have pickleball, basketball courts, you name it. Our fields, we've got soccer, lacrosse, you name it, we've got it. We finally have 8 designated pickleball courts. Who are my pickleballers out there? Oh, a rumble amongst the crowd. All right. We also offer beginner pickleball classes too. So we do. So here's our I'm forgetting to click, so don't worry, I'm further along my presentation than what you think. So this is just a glance at our park system, and it looks like alphabet soup, but our wonderful marketing department did a great job of organizing it. You'll see we have a historic trolley, we've got the Peace Bridge, a lot of unique features. Craig Photos, the mastermind behind the Peace Bridge, we will always be indebted to you for that. And then our programming. So we do offer 2,000 recreational programs per year, and we've tallied it up. We serve on annually about 95,000 participants. And why is that? Because we draw people in throughout the region, whether it's swimming lessons at the Hall Quarry Beach, whether it's our special events like Windmill City Festival. We try to be a destination to put Batavia on the map outside of Batavia. Our Batavia Parks Foundation is also a wonderful partner. It's our sister agency, and we partner with them on several events and sponsorships. So this year's been a whirlwind of progress, and I am geeked up to share it with you, share some of the celebrations with you. So this is South Mill Creek Community Park, and we replaced the poured-in-place surfacing with synthetic turf this year. So like the school district, I like before and after pictures. It really tells the story. And what's especially important about this is with Markland right across the street, we wanted to make sure that wheelchairs could easily glide onto the surface. And poured-in-place surfacing, back in the day, it was all the rage. All the park districts, even school districts, were getting the poured-in-place surfacing. It was very experimental, and the sales reps would tell you, oh, it's going to last 25 years. Well, we can all tell you it lasted 10. And now it's time. Rest in peace, poured-in-place. So, but it does look fantastic. And so we're really excited to bring this forward to the community. Also, our partners, the City of Batavia and King County, have partnered together on a grant. So we actually did not have to pay for the after photo. The before photo, unfortunately, and thank you for our Director of Parks, Kim Hansen, for being the lead from the Park District on this. On the far left, we were actually getting a lot of flooding coming in. So what you see there is these concrete barriers to prevent the flooding from going into Woodard baseball field. And so King County approached the city and park district and said, hey, what kind of problems do you have that we can help solve? And they said, oh my gosh, that's a dream question. Ask us more. They said, well, do we have a grant for you? It's called the Fab Fox Grant, and it's anything up along the Fox River, and we want to do something for Batavia. So we pitched quite a few ideas, and the idea that really did it for King County, they said, you know what? Let's make this a true, genuine kayak canoe launch, and we did. And so we are going to be proud to open it in spring of 2026. And so the project was $240,000 at no cost to the city or park district, except for the cost of the ribbon to cut it for the grand opening. So yes, we own a barn. In fact, we own 2 barns. People think, what? The park district owns a barn? But this particular barn was ready for a facelift. You'll see this barn at the beginning of the subdivision for Savannah, which is in Aurora, right off of Butterfield. This transformation is striking. We had to power wash it, we had to strip the paint, and we're very good about remediating. Luckily, we did not have any lead in the paint. But this distinctive landmark is a part of the Batavia Park District. It's a great backdrop for the Fiddler Farm playground. Yes. I wanted to get to this before the mayor did. So I'll acknowledge our friend, the Depot Pond. It could be friend or foe. It depends. Foe if there's a lot of algae and duckweed. Our friend if we can ice skate on it, and if it's beautiful, or if we're playing the golf challenge. So, so the Park District has contracted Eco Waterway Services to perform water harvesting. In fact, we did water harvesting last week. You might have seen a floating barge, a very small floating barge, and men in hip waders. And they were out there actually collecting the duckweed and uprooting the invasive species and putting it on the barge, disposing it at a local recycling facility. And next year, we're actually going to be investing in new infrastructure. We're going to be adding fountains to the Depot Pond to get the aeration going. And we are going to have more water harvesting next year as well. So really, we understand this is a beloved community asset. We get it. We understand that you care for it. We want to make sure that we are addressing everyone in the community about the depot pond. So what the Park District is doing, our Park Board has committed to doing a community survey next year, specifically for the depot pond. Not about the ponds, or ponds. Can I say that? Did I get bleeped? But we want to make sure that what we're doing is in alignment with your expectations, the greater good. And so in order to make educated decisions, we needed data. And we want more data, and we need it from you. So please, when we survey you, we have community input meetings, please share your view. We know you're not shy, but please, we want to hear from you. We want to hear, do you want a smaller version of this pond? Do you want us, what can we do knowing that this pond is getting smaller as the water levels are changing? We want to make sure that we, again, match your expectations. And we want to make sure that we keep it as purified as possible. So a fountain it is, and water harvesting it is. So that's our short-term solution. We know it's a long-term problem, but we want to make sure we have a long-term solution, and we need your help. Is that good, Mayor? Mayor, I hope I made you proud on that. So what began as a simple renovation of, you know what, it's our playground replacement program, it's 20 to 25 years, we need to replace the skate park, turned into let's renovate the entire campus of Clark Island, and we added a brand new bike pump track, outdoor fitness court, a pollinator garden, thanks to our friends Rotary Club. Give me some Rotary Club love. Yes, there you are, you're all over. Yes, thank you. Rotary Club spent an entire day planting. And we have our the outdoor fitness court. I do recommend that you stop by. We offer classes. Kathy Friedland is amazing. We do have free classes, and we do have drop-ins that you can pay for. It is a little cold this time of year, I understand. But put in your calendars for spring. And again, a fishing outcrop station, which is brand new, limestone piers, where you can actually walk out to the Fox River, and now you can fish any time of the day. So I encourage you to go down there if you haven't been there lately. The Depot Museum, yes. People forget that that's an amenity of the Batavia Park District. So it is our pride and joy, and it's our recreation haven. We love to showcase our exhibits. We have our historic trolley that our museum director, Kate Garrett, provides a lot of tours on the trolley, but this isn't actually the trolley. This is actually the depot itself, making its way down the street. Kind of looks like the trolley though for a second. So we just celebrated the museum's 50th anniversary this year. And thank you to the City Council. There was a proclamation where June 21st, or June 16th was named Batavia Depot Museum Anniversary Day. So thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention what started off as a simple phone call from Tony Winter ended up being, hey, did you realize that the property at 150 Houston Street is for sale? Allison Nemo, another line, said, oh really, I didn't see a for sale sign. Well, no, it may or may not go up. Okay, so I made that phone call, and that was one of the best phone calls I ever made, because for years, during Windmill City Fest, we'd always ask Kathy Yossi, who owned the property, can we park in your parking lot? Nope, put the barricades up, no parking. Well, we figured what better way to expand the Riverwalk campus than to purchase 150 Houston. It's a part of our museum expansion. We were able to move the collections of the Historical Society over to this facility. We're able to give a brand new home to Batavia Access Television, BATV plug, Andrew, brand new home there. And we also offer a wide array of recreational programming. So we have our Skyloft and River Room available for rentals. We have special events, First Pour Fridays, where you can stop by. And again, the loneliness pandemic, so epidemic. Whew, it's early. We also have our office staff for recreation there, and we have a new Adventures Play Lab. It's a STEAM-based enrichment program for ages 3 to 5. And we do have a renewed focus for ages 45 and older, and we are offering a lot of programming for 45 and older in this facility. So we really encourage people to, again, shop our website, open that fun guide. We're not just for kids, we're for you. And Hall Quarry Beach Master Plan. This year we engaged Williams Architects with a brand new master plan. Actually, we've never had a master plan for the Hall Quarry Beach, and we needed a vision. And we surveyed people, our season pass holders, and we also surveyed people in real time down at the quarry, asking, what would you like to see? Not the why, but why not? What would you like to see down there? Knowing that everyone loves, how many of you like ice skating or like to watch it? If you're not an ice skater, like to watch our hockey. Well, we knew that last year we only provided 2 days of ice skating at the Depot Pond. 2 days. And it's not any fault of ours or any fault of yours. It's Mother Nature. We have to have 8 inches of ice before we can get our trucks out there to Zamboni the snow off. So our insurance company won't let us get on the ice otherwise. So knowing that, part of our master plan is to create a spray ground, AKA splash pad, by summer, and by winter, that same area would be an ice skating rink. So we're really excited about that. And so it's kind of by, I'm getting my, my Carol Burnett. Okay, I'll make it quicker. Okay, so a boardwalk, a food truck plaza, that is a part of the plan as well. And we actually have it on our website, so bataviaparks.org. Also, I'm thrilled to announce that we are embarking on a brand new strategic master plan. We will have it adopted in December, and then we can share it in January. Fox Trail Playground, you're next on the list to get a brand new playground and landscaping, so we're looking forward to it. We are going to be replacing the turf at the Riverwalk Playground. We acknowledge the Riverwalk is our #1 used park. Hands down, every time we do a needs assessment, is the #1 park, and our playground shows it. So we're going to tear out the cord in place and put colorful synthetic turf in its spot. Shannon Hall, this is the former Holy Cross Church, and this particular facility, if you've never been in it, this is your sneak peek. Come by. We are going to be refinishing the floors. We're going to be adding security cameras throughout all of our facilities. We do have a preschool. Again, we're all ages, but we want to make sure that we keep you as safe as possible when you're in our facilities. The northeast section of the Fox Trail, so picture yourself at the lodge at Laurelwood and on the east side of the river and go north. This is the part of the bike path that we're going to be replacing with brand new. Hall Quarry Beach improvements, don't be scared by the structure on the right. Please don't be scared. That's just to see if you're really paying attention. But we are going to be adding water features at the quarry this year for toddlers. So we like the Green America model where we like to say, what is the new attraction going to be for the next year? We want to bring people back. So, and we're also going to be adding epoxy flooring to the bathrooms. And thank you to all of our partners. There are so many of you. We partner with businesses. We love ourselves in Batavia Main Street, Batavia Chamber, of course, the city. I'm going to forget so many people. The Parks Foundation. Everyone, every entity up here, we have a deepened relationship with, and we could not be who we are without you. It's where the magic happens. And the trapdoor has not swallowed me yet. But I just want to say, no matter what stage you are in life, and we are here for you. We are your partner. We are your best friend in many ways, whether it's through nature or it's through our programming. We may be a facility, or we may be recreation programming rich and facility poor, but our heart doesn't show it. Batavia is a small town with a big heart and a small town with a big muscle, and we're going to wrap ourselves around you and give you a big hug and remind you that we're here for you to help you enrich your quality of life.
Thank you so much, Allison. Thank you for keeping us connected, active, and proud. That was a wonderful update. I appreciate it. Our next speaker is the Executive Director of the Batavia Public Library, Joe Tucci. Joe Tucci is, I had a couple notes to fill the space while you walk up. Hold on. Go slow. Yes, thank you very much. My notes got mixed up with Allison, so we're going to go back and review the Park District a little bit. Well, Joe, I know you do amazing things at the public library, keeping us engaged, educated, giving us a place to convene. We are so lucky to have you leading the Park District, or the Batavia Public Library. So, welcome, Joe. Come on up. Move out of your way.
All right, where's my clicker?
There it is. Okay, this one to the left, or to the right.
I'm going to totally do the stereotypical librarian thing and have my glasses on the end of my nose so I can see you, but I can also see my notes if I need them. I clicked the arrow. Yeah. Okay, so good morning and thank you all for coming out and supporting all of our institutions and businesses, showing your support for the community. It's greatly appreciated. And I also want to point out that for those of us who are speaking today, we are really a team. We collaborate with each other. We meet quarterly to discuss what's going on in Batavia and how we can support the community to our best abilities. So we've got great partnerships here in the city, and they've been very welcoming to me. I've only been here for about 2.5 years. So Batavia is very fortunate to have such invested partners and institutions. So today I'm going to share just a brief update on where the library is headed, our strategic plan that we completed at the end of last year. It's a 3-year plan, and we're well into the first year. Our upcoming renovation, which I'll talk more about in a minute, and how we can continue to serve Batavia every day. So the Batavia Public Library has been serving the community for over 150 years. It started in 1868. It's one of the oldest libraries in Kane County. And we serve more than 26,000 residents, and we have 14,000 active library card holders, which is more than 50%, which is pretty good. Some communities really struggle to get 50%, but we're over that. And each year we welcome over 200, or almost nearly 200,000 visitors every year come through our doors, whether it's to check out our resources or come to some of our programs or get a notarized document. There's many reasons why the people come, why people all over Batavia, Geneva, Aurora, etc. come and visit the Batavia Public Library. But we're really more than just a building. We're a hub for connection, creativity, and lifelong learning. And that is a big part of what helped us formulate our strategic plan. So we completed the plan last year with a lot of input from the community, residents, community partners, other agencies, staff, and our board members. And we came up with a mission, which is to be a welcoming place to gather, create, and learn by providing quality resources and experiences. And our vision is very simple: engage, connect, and grow. So the plan focuses on 3 priorities. One is engaging our community by developing more partnerships, prioritizing innovative, inclusive, and responsive programs and services, and telling our story more effectively. The second priority is providing excellent user experiences by optimizing the function and comfort of library spaces and improving access to our collections and services. And the third priority is nurturing a positive and collaborative culture by supporting the people, the library staff, who make everything happen, including professional development and promoting collaboration and positive team dynamics across departments. So a big part of, so we focus on the community, on our space, and on the staff who make everything happen. So we're in the process, we have some big capital improvement projects coming up, and we're in the process of a roof replacement right now. It was supposed to be finished by now, but due to a supply shortage or a back order, it's prolonged a bit. But it should be finished before Thanksgiving, before it's dangerous to be up there. And so the roof is original to the building, and it was time for a replacement. We have had some problems with some leakage, et cetera. So it was really important that we address this as a capital improvement project, and it is near completion, and we're excited to see that happen. We also have been developing a new website for the library that'll be much more easier. It'll be easier to navigate and to find information, more engaging. And with that, we started a new, we tweaked our logo a bit just to kind of update it. And once our website goes live later this month, in about a week or two, you'll start seeing this new logo, which is just a modification of our existing logo, but with a little more color, a little more modern, that will be implemented throughout. The renovation project. And here's a picture of my office. And, no, just kidding. This is the children's department. No, so we are, for years now, even before I came to the library, the board and the staff have been talking about a major renovation of the building. I often hear people say, oh, it's the new building, it's the new library. But in reality, we've been in this building for 23 years. And we have not done any major updates. We haven't replaced furniture, we haven't replaced carpeting, we haven't painted the walls. We haven't really done anything very significant to the space itself. So it is now time, because our furniture is starting to get a little threadbare, and we want to update the library and make it as fabulous as Batavia is. So we're going to modernize spaces, and we're going to reconfigure the spaces. We're adding a maker zone, which is very popular with libraries. We have a makeshift maker zone right now, but this is going to be a space that's going to allow patrons to come in and try different equipment and technology so they can create things, and we'll have classes in there, etc. And we're going to be adding a teen space, which we've never had before, and that'll be all on the first floor. And then on the lower level, in the children's department, we're going to be enhancing or expanding the play space for the young children and their parents, and we are going to be adding a craft room area. We also are going to be increasing our study rooms, which are hugely popular. We get a lot of people who want to come and use our study rooms. We're going to be adding 7 new study rooms with this renovation. So we'll be more than doubling the number that we have now. And we also are going to be adding new lighting, all this stuff. So I'll give you an idea. So here is a picture of the 2 pictures on the left of our current space. And when you walk into the foyer or into the lobby, and then the one on the bottom is a vision from the entrance all the way to the end of the building. As you can see, it's kind of dark. It's just shelving, rows and rows and rows of books, and a very narrow aisle to get to the reference desk. There's a lot going on in those pictures. And what we want to do, and these pictures on the right are not what it's going to look like. It is suggestive of the direction that we're going in, which is to open up our space, remove those double doors, so that when you walk into the building, into the lobby, you're walking into the library, and the circulation desk will be moved out front so that we can greet people as they come in. And we're going to open up the space. We're going to change all of the fluorescent lighting, which gives my staff headaches, and we're going to be replacing it with LED lighting, and just really make it a beautiful, inviting place. We're going to add colors, as you can see, a lot. The entire library is painted in beige, even the children's department. So we want to add color and make it fun and inviting and warm. We're going to open up spaces, as you can see in that bottom picture. We still have all of our books, all of our DVDs, all of our collection is going to remain. But we want to move it back a bit so that there's more open space for people to gather, to browse, because the library is more than just the books and the DVDs that we have. It is a place for people to come, connect, to learn, to engage, and we want to give them the space to do that. And then in our lower level, here's the top left picture, is our current children's department, which again is a lot of shelving and not a lot of open space. A lot of beige, the lighting is dark. So these pictures here give you an idea of the concept that we're going for, which is to open up the space, add color, add these sort of whimsical shapes and interactive things that kids can engage in when they're downstairs. So it's very exciting. I want to also point out that this renovation will be paid for with our reserves. We have a significant amount of reserves. We've been working towards this renovation for many years. And we also will be getting a bond that will come out of our library fund. So there will not be any tax increase or anything extra out of property taxes in order to pay for this renovation. And we're still buying books. So the library really has something for everyone. We're proud of all the ways the library supports Batavia, our partnerships with the school district, with the park district, the chamber, to name a few. We provide all sorts of services. A lot of people don't even realize that we have notary services at the library that we don't charge for, but yes, we do. We have our collection of library things where you can check out, a projector, a ukulele, or so many different things, and we will be increasing that collection and building it and making it bigger with the renovation. But you can check out a hotspot, a cake pan, or a projector now. We have programs for all ages, from story times, author visits, book talks, informative presentations, engaging performances, and hands-on creative workshops. The library brings people together, from preschoolers to retirees. There is something for everyone at the library. So the next few years will be really transformative, and with the renovation, new technology, new partnerships, and continued growth. But through it all, our mission remains the same: to be a welcoming place to gather, connect, and learn. So thank you very much for your continued support of the Batavia Public Library. I invite you to stay connected with us, visit us, follow us online, and share your ideas. And together, we are building the next chapter of Batavia's library story. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe, for building a library that is so much more than a library. We're grateful to have you in our community. Thank you. Next up, it's my great honor to introduce Mayor Jeffrey Schielke. Mayor Schielke has served as Batavia's mayor for an incredible over 44 years, making him the longest serving mayor in Kane County and tied for the third longest serving mayor in Illinois. He began his leadership before 1981 and is among the most respected and experienced municipal leaders in the nation. Mayor's commitment to Batavia and his impact on the region are extraordinary. In addition to his role as mayor, he serves on numerous area boards and committees, including regional transportation, planning, and intergovernmental groups that strengthen collaboration throughout the Fox Valley and the Chicago area. He is known for his deep knowledge of local history and his steadfast dedication to preserving Batavia's heritage while guiding our future. Mayor Schelke is a great friend to the business community and a great supporter of the chamber. He attends nearly every ribbon cutting, 31 to date this year. He's always ready with a warm smile and words of encouragement for each new business. He was recognized as Batavia Citizen of the Year in 2004, and his leadership, civic pride, and tireless service have helped made Batavia the remarkable community it is today. Please help me welcome Mayor Schelke.
Well, thank you. It's an honor for me to be here again this year. We're doing things a little bit different this program. We've never done this before, but joining me at the table over here today is Dan O'Neill, who's with the city's electrical department, but he's also an expert at drone flying. So most of the pictures you're going to see today were taken from the air over Batavia by Dan and his planes that he flew over. And this was a couple-day event, and I went out, and then I told him some more stuff, and he went out and got it all that we needed. So if anybody's interested in any of the pictures you see, I can probably give you a copy of them because they are pictures of Batavia from an angle that many people have never seen before. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing. So let's start with the very first one. And this is right outside the door here. This is at the intersection of Route 31 and Fabian Parkway, and you can see the Campana buildings up on the front of it, and then across the street is where we are gathered today, the Homestead. What is interesting about this is that I want to have the bad news first, and then I get it out of my way. We have a proposal that's been worked on for some time by the Kane County Highway Department and IDOT of rebuilding the intersection out here at Fabian Parkway and Route 31. We've had a lot of bad accidents there. It needs to be totally redone. Nobody's arguing that. But I was told about, 3-4 months ago now by the Kane County Highway Department that because of things that are happening in Washington and in Springfield, the money's not there this year to do the intersection. And I was hopeful that we were going to be able to talk about that tonight, but it's pushed into next year, and I'm not sure where that all goes. But this is a very important intersection into our town, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. And the Homestead, I can't begin to tell you how cooperative they have been with us over the years in trying to work with the site here. And this is a great place to be and to live, but the intersection needs work. So we are going to continue to push forward with that. I will tell you, as one who works in the region with other cities, this whole thing between Washington and Springfield is becoming quite problematic for many cities because the funds that have been appropriated or thought to have been suddenly aren't there, or things are being shut down. It's a messy situation. So that's not going to happen. I just wanted to let you know this year, and hopefully next year I can stand here and say that, yeah, it's now going to happen, or it is happening, but I'm not going to tell you I think that's going to be a for sure thing. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, this is another thing that is not going to happen in Batavia. This is a picture of the infamous dam up at the north end of River Rain up there. And this dam has been there for many, 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 many years, and it was scheduled to be replaced. And the state of Illinois was going to take their 16 dams in the Fox River, starting in Carpentersville and going down to Yorkville, and their plan was to work on all the dams. Well, that's another thing where suddenly the money's apparently not there. Now they called me in, maybe it was May, and said, doesn't look like we're going to get any work done on your dam this year, money's shy. And then somebody else from the department told some of our other city staff, well, maybe we're still going to get it done. Well, we're now into November and nothing's gotten done. So we're going to keep pressure on that to the state of Illinois, because this does need to be fixed and replaced so it works right. But again, I don't want to be able to tell you that I'm confident I'm going to be able to stand here next year and say the dam's been replaced. I'd be surprised if I would, but let's go for that. Okay, let's go to the next picture. I had a very interesting visitor here a few weeks back. Her name was Nancy Rotering, and you don't recognize the name. You've seen her on TV because she's the mayor of Highland Park, Illinois, and that's the place where they had this terrible shooting during their Loyalty Day parade, and several people got killed and wounded, and they caught the guy that did it. But she was on TV, and she had just been elected the mayor of Highland Park, and she really got national publicity and everything else that she didn't want, and she went through some very, very difficult situations. So she is on one of the committees of the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, and we pass around to all the cities. Would you host a meeting for this? So I hosted the meeting in April, and Nancy Rotering came down from Highland Park, and she came into my office and she says, I've never seen any place quite like this as a city. When the meeting's over with, can you take me on a tour here? So, okay, so we got on the tour, and she made some interesting observations. Number one, we went up to the library, and we just went in the front door and looked at it for a minute, and then we backed out, because she wanted to see where all the governments of Batavia work from. So we showed her, she said, what a fabulous library this is. Boy, this is really modern, blah, blah, blah. So she was very complimentary toward the Batavia Library and what she saw there. Now you've just heard some nice new plans that kind of do further work on it. But she was very, very complimentary. So let's go to the next page. So then she wanted to go, she says, I hear you got this huge swimming pool. Well, when she was here, the water was still in the quarry, so I took her down there, and she says, I can't believe what this is. This is maybe the largest swimming pool in northern Illinois. I said, well, it's an old stone quarry that has taken us many years to get it resolved and put back into good use, but our park district we have now, board and directors, are really good people, and they've really brought this into modern times. So she says, well, that's another government that you can probably put your hand on and say, hey, they work well with us. So let's go to the next picture. So then she wanted to go out and see the high school because she had heard about Batavia High School. So we went out, and she was very impressed with the big football field and the way the whole thing had been put together, and it's on 2 different streets, and she says, I just can't believe what I'm seeing here as far as how the governments all work so well together. And she says, where's the school board office? So I took her down the street, and we went and drove by the old library, which is now the school board office. And she says, boy, she says, as I'm looking at this, the city, the school district, the park district, and the library, you're all within 3 blocks of each other, so if anybody needs to find any one of you, it's very easy for them to do it. She says, I said, well, I can't take any of the blame or the credit for how it is now, but there was a lot of people who had good ideas, and we all came together, and this shows what this community is all about. And she says, well, she says, you certainly have got very something to be proud of, because there's so many governments. And she had been out visiting a number where the city and the school district don't like each other, they won't talk or whatever have you, same with the library and the park or whatever. I said, no, we're all friends, we get together a couple times a year, all the directors and leaders, and have some conversation about what we're doing. She says, that's a remarkable thing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that this person who had been through some pretty famous national publicity as to what had happened to her, she left Batavia very much with admiration in her mind as to how good it was. I just saw her on Tuesday night, and she's telling me she may want to bring a group out here to Batavia to see this, because she thinks we're a very unique place. So then let's go to the next picture. Another place we did look at was this was under construction when she was here, and she says, oh, that's a great idea. So I said, yeah, it hadn't come totally together yet. She says, look at that beautiful pond across the street. I said, yeah, I think they're designing it so you'll be able to see that pond. So let's go to the next picture. So if you go up now, if you haven't done it yet, if you go up on the second floor of the Park District building, the Callahan building, you go upstairs and you got a beautiful picture of the pond. And as Allison's already intimated, we're hoping that we're going to get some work done on the pond next year to kind of get it in more of a visible waterway than what we've got now. And the city certainly wants to help with the Park District in achieving that goal. But again, this all fits in with, we got all the governments all clustered together on the west bank of the Fox River within 3 blocks of the river. So I just think that's, after Rotary told me, she said, there aren't a lot of cities that have that spirit of cooperation. I said, well, we got it here, I guess. So what my big message is, let's go to the next picture. We've got some growth here in Batavia, the volume of which I don't think we've ever had before. It would appear that between about, going back to 2022, and this really kind of kicked in, between 2022 and the end of 2026, we've already done it a lot, we're going to add almost 900 new living units to Batavia. Now, and it seems Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, where I'm one of the officers in there, they got a professional staff on growth and planning. And so I asked a question recently. I said, you know, I got a town now that's got 26,000 people in it, according to the 2020 census. But we're now adding going to add about 900 living units, be it single-family homes or apartments, or you know, we've got a really nice thing going on out on Main Street across from Holy Cross Church, which is the Ignite Medical Facility, which has over 90 separate units in it where people are going to be able to live and have their medical treatments done to them and whatever have you. So you put all those numbers together and you've probably got pretty close to 900. So I did some further research on what we have done here, and Pulte Homes has built 163 units, and that's out there on McKee Street and Main Street. And they told me the other day every unit, they're not all built yet, but everyone's been sold. And that many of them are going to have, it's all family housing, but we're going to have all those folks come in. And then, let's see, which one we're on. Okay, we're still on this one. Then out on Kirk Road, right in front of Fermilab, we've had the Prairie Commons townhome development built, and that's 242 houses. So, and then with the new addition by Pulte at the Furnace Electric property at McKee and Van Noordtreek, that is, let's see, it's 100 and it's 73 single and 86 townhomes. So you add all the numbers up, and with what we've already built, we're almost to 600. And we've got other things still being built and brought into place. So the CMAP boys told me in there, if you got between 800 and 900 new houses, and your population was 26,045, I guess it was, in 2020, that Batavia's got a good chance that in the 2030 census, we will exceed 30,000 people. And that'll be a pretty healthy number. Now, what that's done is, the other thing that's coming off of this is that all this new housing is all new stuff, and it's all selling. Not much is selling in the 200,000s, it's in the 3 and the 4s. And it's greatly adding to the assessed valuation number for all the governments to assess against. So we've got, we got some new money rolling in that we hopefully I think all 4 governments that are here today have a record of handling their growth very nicely. And Batavia's got a lot to be proud about there. but just put it in the back of your head that at the next census, we're probably going to be over 30,000 people in Batavia. And so we shall look forward to that with great interest. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Let's see this. Okay, this is the one that's out on McKee Street. This is the Pulte home. And this one, they told me the other day, this is the one that's, they think they're about 65% sold on this one. They're very pleased with the selling abilities of these houses here, that this stuff is really moving along very, very quickly. I had the opportunity, there's two gals that are out at the one on McKee Street. One sells the single family and the other one sells the attached townhome. And they wanted to go on a little neighborhood tour because they have people coming in there buying the houses. And one of the things people have heard about that is that within a block or two of that subdivision is where the starting quarterback of the '83 Super Bowl lived. That was Ken Anderson. And then right behind him on Harrison Street was where Dan Issel grew up, and he ended up being one of the 10 highest scorers in the history of professional basketball. So they say they got all these sports fans kind of wanting to buy into their subdivision because they got all these sports people nearby it. So you never know what is going to get people excited here, but we've never, as a city, we've never seen the growth numbers that we are having now, and the value of those homes. Most of them are over 400,000, and the city council has begun some conversations about maybe we should try to get some lower priced housing in. And I guess we're going to talk about that. May be a very challenging thing to do, given the number of people who have already bought and have paid for these houses at that amount of money. So we'll see where that goes. That will be a conversation I think you're going to hear about as we move forward. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is again up in the drone, and this is the Aldi area out on Kirk Road. And they have just built a huge addition on there, plus a parking garage and everything else. And this serves as the national headquarters for Aldi grocery stores for the whole country. And so they are really popping it in out there and doing. And then the big building behind the multi-stories is their Chicagoland distribution center for their grocery stores. So they've got a lot going on. And to the north of them, there's a vacant area at Kirk and Fabian Kirk and Fabian, that is 60 acres that's not yet built on. I believe Aldi owns the property, so we'll see what happens with that one. But our industrial park is going very well. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, one of the things that you're hearing about, that we have conversation about is that we have a group called Hut 8 who owns 19 existing data centers in the country. And they've come into Batavia, and the side you're looking at from the drone, the one there's buildings on the front of it and across the street from it, but it's out on Hubbard Avenue off of Kirk Road. It's not near anybody's houses. They're telling us that this won't be making any noise anywhere. We've gone out as a city and hired an independent group called the Battle Group, and they've come in and they are working with our staff. If this thing goes forward, we're going to have all the questions answered about, is there going to be any electrical problems, any water problems, any noise problems? And it seems like everything that's being done is going to take all that away from us as far as any problematic stuff. So the city council to this point in time has remained fairly interested in trying to put this together, because this would have a dramatic impact on assessed valuation in Batavia. I believe I'm correct in saying that I think the building is going to be $500 million. That's a lot of money to put on the taxing rolls. And we'll see where it all comes out. But we've got a lot of neat stuff happening. Okay, let's go to the next one. Then downtown, we've had some very nice things happen. And we've had the Warehouse 55, which was in downtown Aurora, move up to Batavia, and Batavia Enterprises did a wondrous job of getting them brought into the former U.S. Wind Engine and Pump Company building there at First and Water Street, and that's where they're at down there right now. And they've opened the door, and I'm told they're doing pretty good business. And then let's go to the next slide. Then we also have Cinco de Mayo, which has gone into the former Berkeley's grocery store. And this is a family that owns bakeries in Aurora, and there's 7 members of the family. And Anthony Ism, who's here with me today, is our guy that works in the city to court and bring in new businesses. Well, he gets the credit for these two. And we had a nice meeting that he put together with the Cinco de Mayo folks, and I got to meet them all. There's 7 members in the family, and they are very much into trying to do stuff, and they're bakers. That's what they really have in Aurora, is a bakery, but now they have a grocery store. And the one nice thing that the new one that they've taken over in Batavia is they're retaining the deli in there. And the deli in that business, it's got fans all over the Fox Valley. I have people from St. Charles calling me wanting to know, where is this Cinco de Mayo at with this deli in it that's got all this homemade stuff? And so that's one of the things that really is proving to be very, very popular for Batavia. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, this is another one of the aerial shots that Dan took, and this shows the Depot Pond from the north looking south. And the Depot Pond really has had a significant impact on, downtown Batavia. We now have the Peg Bond Center, and we have all the other nice amenities around it. And what is now taking place is that it becomes the center place for a lot of people to have funerals. They'll go down and have an actual funeral down at the end of the island. And we've had weddings down there. But the big night, if you ever want to see it, is the night of the high school prom, and everybody in whatever they're wearing all comes down there, and they all stand there and have pictures taken with the Depot Pond in the background. So we really now, with what the Park District's done down there at the end, we're really dancing this thing up, and I'm very proud of what we've put together in downtown Batavia with that, because it's something that I think will be there for a lot of years, and there'll be thousands of pictures taken of people standing in front of it or next to it or whatever have you. And of course, it already has a memorable national moment when it was the front cover of the Saturday Evening Post back in 1958 for one of the issues. And we have copies of that down at City Hall if anybody would like to have one. Stop down, we've got them at the reception desk. Okay, let's go to the next picture. All right, this is the old Challenge Windmill Factory building up on North River Street. And right now it's occupied by a group of very nice businesses that are in there and have nothing bad to say about them. The depot, or the dam is up at the north end of the building, and the dam was built so that they could pump water underneath a couple of the buildings here, so they would have water power then to run the factories before electricity. Well, that's all gone away. I just show this to you because I think, given what I'm hearing and others in the city have heard, there's a lot of people looking at this piece of property because it's an old building. Something could be done here, and it's right on the river and a very dynamic presence by the Fox River. And there are people kind of nosing around, kicking the tire, whatever you want to say. And the gentleman that owns it lives up in Barrington, and he's quite elderly now, and I think he's interested in doing something. So I would suggest to you that this could be a place where you see some new Batavia really going forward. Okay, let's go to the next picture. We got a couple things that are about to be taken down, and this is the old tin shop on North River Street, right across from where we have the farmers market on Saturday mornings. This is a very interesting building because it apparently was only built and there wasn't heat and water or electric put into it at all, basically. And the farmers used to come in with their beans in bags or barrels, and they'd store them in this building until such time as they could get them loaded on the train that used to come right down on River Street there, and load them up and ship them off for the market. And then we had a guy go in and make it into what he called the tin shop, and he did various jobs with tin in there. This is one of the older buildings in downtown Batavia. The city has bought it, and we now have run it through the Historic Preservation Commission, and it is in the process of being removed. It really doesn't have any structural support within it that attracts other people. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to take the building down. We're going to replace it with a public bathroom thing that will be available for people at the farmers market or other things that happen on North River Street. Plus, there's more property to the east and to the north of it that is going to be available. So we can see someday that somebody will do a nice further redevelopment on the east side of River Street in this general area. So that's there. Okay, let's go to the next picture. This is on Batavia Avenue, and as you can see, the Methodist Church stands very proudly in the center of the picture. I will tell you that I've been visited a number of years ago now by the Chicago Architectural Commission, and they had a team come out to Batavia because they wanted to look at the United Methodist Church and the designs of it and how it was built out of these rocks that were pulled out of fields in the area and whatever have you. They told me then that as far as they were concerned, this is in the top 10 of the most historically significant buildings in suburban Chicago. That it's got all this great stuff going for it and everything else. So Methodist Church has spent a lot of money redoing things, and now they have been able to acquire the vacant Hubbard's furniture store that was right to the north of it. And that is now being run through the Historical Preservation Commission, and they went and visited the store, and it has all been now approved by them to have this building demolished. So this building will be coming down. The City Council still got to vote on it, but I think they're going to approve it. And this will be coming down, and this will be, I think, the opportunity for some other things to maybe happen on parts of this property, but the Methodists are going to use it as a small part of a parking lot, and then some access into the older part of the church, which they can't build onto the older part because that's part of this historically significant building. But they can go to their new part of their building to the back, where there is the ability to probably put something on there that's not going to have any historical connection to it. So be ready to see that. But I would tell you that the former Hubbard store, and the Hubbards was a great business in Batavia for several generations, and they all just made the decision they were going to get out of the business, retire. I don't blame them. They worked hard. There was at least 2 generations in there, the fathers and then sons, and great people, and Batavia was very good to have them. And then let's go to the next one. This has been one of our problem children. This is the building that stands at the corner of Prairie and Wilson Street on the southwest corner. And this was the 7-Eleven was in the building, and that left, and then the owner didn't want to spend any money on it. It needed a new roof, it needed to be repainted outside, and it needed a new parking lot. Well, the city staff went to work on him. And he's down in Texas, but I'm proud to report that he's agreed to everything. He's now maybe today they're pouring the final coating on the parking lot, and they've done work inside the building, and we are being talked to by some that want to make it a very large convenience store, another kind of a 7-Eleven stuff, with also all kinds of, maybe liquor and everything else in there, but that may be what's going to happen there, but finally that's not going to be an empty shell standing there much later. Next slide. Okay, this is out on Randall Road. You've all seen it, I'm sure. And this was the former Sam's Club. And the building has been subdivided into 2 different uses. The Tesla's up at the front where they have the sign. And then the whole back of the building has been remodeled and added on to with a 2nd floor and a bunch of other stuff. to make it a storage unit rental space for people that have stuff that they want to store. So that's going to be coming. Now, the question I'm getting is, well, when's Tesla going to open? So what I can ascertain from them is Tesla doesn't want to open a store, a new car store, till they got the newest car of the year ready to go. And so that's about to appear. And so they're going to bring it out, and I think from what I'm gathering, there's only going to be 1 or 2 cars brought to Batavia to sit in this, as they apparently do in all their other ones. And then if you want a new Tesla, you go in there and sit down, and what color upholstery do you want? What size engine do you want? They make your car as you sit there, and then when it's done, they order it for you, and you come back in a few weeks, and it's delivered there to Batavia, and you get it. But Tesla told me from the very beginning when they started talking, they didn't want to have something that was going to have a whole bunch of cars that people would come and do stuff to or whatever. So they're going to be very selective as to how much sits outside. They spent a lot of money putting that parking lot out front into a very nice shape, but that's all part of their image that they're trying to put together in Batavia. So they are coming. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is the Earth Movers Bank, I'll call it. And that's out on Randall Road between Wilson Street and McKee Street. And why is it called the Earth Movers? So I'm told they are a spin-off of a group in the Caterpillar Tractor Company. And that's where all the money originally came from to start this bank up. And they now have several different banks, and they call themselves the Earth Movers because they all came out of, Caterpillar was making a lot of earth-moving equipment. So that's where that came from, but they're going to open here pretty quick, and we shall see what we shall see. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, one of the great curiosities for other cities in Batavia is our boardwalk shops, which are run by Batavia Main Street folks, and the River Street Saturday morning farmers market. And I've had the number of mayors come in and say, I want to come over there. I say, well, come over on Saturday morning, and they do, and everybody is totally very much impressed by what they see in both locations. So this is something they'd like to get into their town. So I had the mayor of Algonquin down here. She's up there right now trying to start it in the same idea in Algonquin. And we've got some people in the farmers market that come down every Saturday morning from north of Belvedere, and they're in the selling, corn and tomatoes and whatever have you. And they also have a family that does baking, so they sell breads and stuff. So there's a lot going on there. So we're very fortunate to have those two, and they're not going to go away. I had several other mayors just recently ask me about, I said, well, you got to come on Saturday morning, and you got to wait till next spring now, because we're not open there anymore on Saturday mornings. Okay, go to the next picture. Okay, this last Sunday, the Batavia Memorial, Flag Day Memorial, raised a brand new flag which they had obtained, and this is just a picture of them raising the flag. But I will tell you that this has become a very visited location, and people come from all over the area to come in and see what is going on and how this is. And I've had a number of patriotic people, specifically from the military, say, boy, but why did Batavia? I said, well, we had Dr. Sagrand, who was one of the founders of American Flag Day, and we had some people who were very patriotic in their beliefs, and so the city donated the land where it sits, and it's really become part of the whole downtown corner thing there. And a lot of people just drive out to see it, and once they're here, they get out and walk around, look at the Peg Bond Center. If something's going on there, they go. And then many times, I'm told, they go over to the restaurants and eat in downtown Batavia, so we've become kind of a destination point from that. So I'm all very, very proud of those types of things because it works very, very well. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, one of the big moments in Batavia has been occurring over the last probably 15 years, the Kane County Board has been buying land out south of Main Street and west of Nelson's Lake, and they've already got a sign out there that it's the Dick Young Forest Preserve. And I'm told now that they have now acquired over 1,600 acres, which makes it one of the largest forest preserves in Kane County. It's still not totally developed, but we have a lot of folks coming out and from other towns to see it and go out and walk. Let's go to the next slide. One of the things about the Dick Young, and this is because we had the drone, we could do this, they have a very large lake out there called, it's Nelson's Lake on Nelson's Lake Road, but this is a beautiful lake, and they've now, the county has surrounded it with a walking trip you can make. And I know a lot of people come out from Chicago and toured around the Nelson's Lake out there. So if you tell people in town, have you ever been to the lake? They know nothing about the lake, so we got to get that more promoted. Also, let's go to the next slide. Okay, we've got some artists in town, and we've done some nice murals on several buildings, and this is the Amy Decker just did this one. It's the City of Good Energy. We're the Windmill City, and we're playing on that. This is off the back end of the Comedy Vault, and it's getting a lot of conversation. I've been told by several people they can't believe the number of people who stop and take pictures of it because it's very unique and what's going on there, and so we'll just see where that all ends up being. And then let's go to this. This is my last slide for this year. Now this is one of our drone photos that got taken, and this is River Rain. Put that in the wrong place. This is River Rain. Now River Rain was heavily politically argued in Batavia in between about 1980 and 81. And when the first time I ran for mayor, I got involved in it somewhat because I was going to be supporting building this thing. And it got to be one heck of a political campaign about it. And at the end of the day, I won the election, so that allowed for River Rain to get built. And when they came in, they said that this was the Lutheran Social Services of Illinois who was building this. And I said, well, you know, we're here to support you. And I said, the one thing I would like to make sure is that we get a certain number of retired Batavians to get to live here. And they said, well, we'll work on that. And they have. And I will tell you right now that there's 85 units in it. I'm told they got a waiting list of maybe over 100 people that want to get in here. And there's a number of Batavians that have been able to get themselves in. And I'm very pleased about that because I now know who many of those old Batavians were. Many of them have moved in and lived there and have passed away. But I think to myself, you know, had we not done this back in 1981, 82 when this got built, where a lot of these people would have gone, there wouldn't have been a nice place for them to retire to or go to. And I know some others that are older folks that are sitting on the waiting list right now hoping that they get in there pretty quick. So this is the type of thing that as a community you can do, and you can do stuff that really makes Batavia someplace to be proud of. And I am very, very proud to be your mayor because of all the good things that I see happening here. And as I say, the high point to me is I get another mayor coming in here and starts being overwhelmed with positive appreciation for how closely the government, the local governments of our town are working together. That the city, the school district, the park district, the library all get together, and we all, as they say, she pointed out to me, God, you got all those things within three blocks of the Fox River. So you got all those stuff, and then we've gotten a real nice donation from the Dunham Foundation in Aurora, and there's some in the room that are involved in this, but we put up some really nice historical signs through downtown Batavia, talking about a bunch of the neat stuff that's occurred here. And I have people now tell me that they drive out from Chicago just to tour downtown Batavia and read the signs. And we've got some really interesting moments of history that we can talk about. So you're from a city that's kind of unique in a lot of cities that don't have much going for them other than they got built after World War II. Well, we got built before World War II, but now we're building ourselves bigger and better than ever. And it's a good place to live. And thanks to the school district, the park district, and the library, because their programs and their services are what really is selling this town. If you ask the new people, why'd you move here, it's those reasons, those three governments. The school district gets a lot of positive vibes about because of the quality of the schools and et cetera. And so I think we need to do everything we can to just kind of hold on to that and make Batavia someplace that truly is a proud place to be, which it is now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Truly, you are the role model that makes our town special. You inspire us to roll up our sleeves and get involved and volunteer, and it creates just a heartwarming community. Thank you, Mayor. Two housekeeping things before we close up. The Hall of Honor is open for BPS 101, so if you know any graduate of BHS or employee of BHS or friend of BHS, nominate them so that they can be honored. Another reason our community is so special for all those that have gone and partnered with BPS. Lastly, I just want to say, Rotary Car Raffle tickets are still for sale. Always want to mention that. The drawing will be November 22nd. All sales are online this year, so go to the Rotary website and you'll see the QR code. And that's it. Thank you all. You guys all are just so great to be here to hear what's going on in Batavia and take part of our proud heritage and what we have going on in the future. So thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.